What's going on, everybody? It's Childish back at it again, coming at you with another Dislyte video. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back from our trip to LA, and it is time to get back into our regular schedule of bringing you guys some Dislyte content. So, as you guys may or may not know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows by now, but they just surprised us. So, this game just recently surprised us with a little bit of an update that's going to be coming down, I believe, June 21st. Basically in about a week or so, talking about a couple of balance changes and quality of life improvements, but more importantly, some of the new espers that are going to be introduced into the game. So I ain't gonna lie, I was ready to do a little summons on my channel, potentially do a little summons with like a little collaboration video, but I think we gotta wait for the new summons to come in so that we can get it done the right way, have that chance to pull in a unit. But that being said though, fam, I do want to let you guys know what's going on if you guys haven't seen it in the notice section. Here's the information for you. Now, it is going to be a little bit hard to read on this screen, especially if you're like, watching on your phone or whatnot. So I'm just going to go over the units here. That's the main thing that I wanted to focus on because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to get on this game, collect some units here, and yeah, just have some fun. Anyways, guys, the new unit, Ahmed 5-star Wind Attuned Esper. Pretty interesting unit. I actually looked at it, but I'll go over it again one more time. Ahmed's first ability, Prelude to Life, attacks the enemy, dealing damage based on the caster's attack or max HP, and healing an ally for a portion of caster's max HP. So for me, as far as these games kind of go, generally speaking, we see unit scale on one or the other, generally not both, so that's kind of cool. In addition to that, the passive kind of healing ability to the allies is just going to make things that much easier, especially if you're one of those people like me that are lazy and love to auto everything, right? Second skill, or sorry, the passive here, Warm Harmonics, heals the ally with the lowest HP, and then actively, each time Geb actively casts a healing ability, and if the target suffers from a max HP penalty, you'll be able to restore a target's max HP threshold by a percentage and applies one stack of supporting song, which of course we'll go ahead and get into in a little bit. And if the target's HP is below a certain percentage, you get an additional stack of supporting song. So I'm going to scroll down to the supporting song, which is essentially an ability that provides a little bit of a bonus to the base attack boost on per stack here. And of course, there's going to be a max stack limit. So you got essentially a unit that's going to provide passive healing. You got a unit that's going to provide passive attack stacks here. So ultimately, this unit is just outrageously disgusting. Obviously, it's kind of a little like kind of a hybrid unit, right? It has a little bit of value when it comes to healing, has a little bit of value when it comes to boosting the attack. He's just an overall good support unit that seems like he's going to be pretty darn strong coming into the meta here. Now, the third skill, Word Stage, reduces ability cooldowns for all allies and heals the allies with the lowest HP with a certain number of times here. Again, each time restoring their HP equal to a portion of the caster's max HP cooldown will not be affected by unit abilities. So, just when you thought like the first, two skills in the passive are already outrageously good, you got this ability here that also reduces ability cooldowns, right? This sounds almost too good to be true. We'll have to wait and see how this unit unfolds when it comes to the game. As you guys know, we can read something and it could be doing the exact opposite of what we're doing. I'm curious to see what your guys' feedback on it. Do you think this unit is pretty good? Do you think it's god tier? Do you think it's broken? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on this. Okay, now Stewart, the 4-star Inferno Attuned Esper. I feel like we got a lot of Inferno units out there in the game, but maybe, I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it. But Stewart, the Fighter Esper, single target damage, ability to flick sleep debuffs on enemies. So first ability does damage and has a chance of inflicting sleep. Second ability does damage as well. And then if the target's HP falls below a certain percentage of the attack, it inflicts sleeps as well. So I guess even though it's a sleep mechanic, not like a stun or freeze or whatnot that potentially can't get woken up if you do some kind of AoE, the fact that you have kind of the opportunity to get a guaranteed chance on a sleep can be really strong, depending on what kind of teams you utilize it in. Again, this is a single target damage ability. It makes sense being a single target damage because if this had AoE abilities that kind of went alongside this unit, it wouldn't make sense because you're going to be knocking your own units out of sleep, right? So anyways, getting back to it, Stewart's third ability, Time Vortex, deals damage to the enemy at the cost of its current HP when landing a critical hit. It also deals damage based on their max HP, so it can't exceed the percentage of the caster. So the potential to do a ton of damage here, but this one here also puts the unit on sleep for both the caster and the target. Now take note, putting the unit on sleep and the caster target, I'm curious to see like how this will work out. Like, will it still put a sleep on a unit if the unit has immunity per se, right? If it's using like a Cheng Pu or Gab or something like that, that'd be interesting, right? But overall, tons of potential to do damage, but again, it has those limitations. You know, they didn't want to make this outrageously strong. It has a limitation. It cannot see the percentage of the caster's attacker. So this unit has to have a fairly decent amount of attack, and it obviously makes sense, right? Since it is a tech ceiling, it's a high single target damage unit here. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see how everything scales and see if it's worth the build here. Last but not least here, after you get this unit ascended to Ascension 3, you'll be able to deal damage to the enemy at the cost of the current HP, and if you land a critical hit, you do more damage to max HP. But this also will use Soundly Dreams to counter attack if the caster is awoken from the sleep. So again, if the unit is awoken from the sleep, you're going to get a little bit more value out of this ability, right? Now, Soundly Dreams, again, that's a second ability that does some additional damage on top of the regular damage, depending on the certain percentage of the attack, right? Yeah, if the HP falls below a certain attack. So it's kind of interesting because, you know, if it's getting whacked and you're slept and this passive triggers, you have the potential to do a ton of damage. And if you decide to, run like a Hades set or something like that, maybe that'll be a reason to do it, right? To essentially get this unit back in, get the counterattack, get the heal. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities with this unit here, but it's interesting because of the sleep mechanic. It's not something you see all too much in games, units built around sleep. But I do respect it because, again, at the end of the day, there's a ton of different debuffs in the game. So I love it when they do create units, based on specific, abilities or mechanics or whatnot here. So it just kind of gives us more of an option to create different unique comps out there. Just provide a little bit of diversity here. So again, those are the big things that I wanted to talk about when it comes to the units. Of course, as you guys know, we got a couple of new features here, got a couple of events going on, some adjustments, some optimization when it comes to various things, the holo battle, the defense leaderboard, the name card sharing, a couple of things to that. Again, I'm sure you guys have probably already read this, but I wanted to touch base really on the units per se, because again, these units here are interesting to say the least, right? Especially that 5-star unit here, being able to provide just the kind of overall, I don't say new mechanic, but overall just, I guess, how do I say this? Like, it just from just reading it sounds like it's almost a little too broken. I ain't gonna lie, but like I said, I might be a little, I'm guessing I'm going to be a little off on this one, but I feel like there's so many mechanics on this particular unit that it just sounds outrageously strong, right? All the passive healing, all the ability cooldowns here. You guys let me know. Again, maybe I'm overthinking this one here, but as I've always done when it comes to balance patches and unit updates, until the unit actually comes out and people test it out, I don't really look too into it. So yeah, we'll leave it at that though. Again, if you guys do not know, there is a $50 iOS or Android gift card giveaway going on right now. Check out the last video on my channel, and then as always, fam, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys all in the next one. Take care.